Welcome to Tori Stories, sharing those little moments that make life meaningful. I know it's Valentine's Day because a crowd of fresh flowers and love letters have congregated on a dining room table to celebrate. In the center of papered I love yous and wobbly hearts from great-grandchildren, a single Valentine's Day card stands preserved in a gold frame. On the front of this card, a layer of pastel flowers, a baby blue bow, lacy hearts, and a pale cherubim compete for attention. At the top, curvy letters profess, "A Valentine's from someone who cares." I sit with a gray-haired couple and admire this lavish love note as it blushes from behind the glass. Giggling, my grandma, who we all call Tick-tock, she recalls how she unexpectedly received this Valentine's Day card from my grandpa over 70 years ago. When did you guys first meet? It was...
We first knew each other in 8th grade. It was a small enough campus, you knew everybody.
Yeah.
So I knew him then, and I knew some of his friends. I'm not sure if we had a class together in the 8th grade. In the 9th grade, we really became aware of each other. We had an algebra class together, and I could hear when he would come into the classroom for algebra, because it was noisy. He was always making noise. He was with his friends, and they were laughing and giggling and hitting each other. But when he came in Miss McLean's algebra class, you were very quiet, and he was.
Oh,
He was very respectful of his teachers. This one particular day, I was sitting 2 or 3 desks ahead of him, and I turned around when I heard the noise, and he sat down on his desk, and he looked at me, and he winked. In the 40s, that was very flirtatious. Very, very flirtatious. Very bold. And I winked back.
And that was not accepted.
No. In the 40s, girls did not wink back. You were very demure. You acted to be very shy, and you didn't do anything like that. And so I winked back. And when I winked back, he opened his eyes and he hit the desk and he turned around to one of his buddies and he said, "Did you see that? She winked at me." So it was serious.
Wow.
If he winked at me and I winked back, it set the tone. We had a class together. And I remember in those days, this particular era, a lot of your white blouses had lace around the collar, down the front, on the sleeves. That was just the era. And I was wearing this blouse and it had lace around it, but it had lace down the sleeve. And again, I turned around, and he said, "I like the lettuce on your sleeve." And
Wait, the lettuce?
He said lettuce.
I wasn't about to say lace.
Yeah, that was just his nature. He just wanted to be involved. And I said, "It's not lettuce, it's lace." That was the end of that. But,
True love.
I know, for 9th grader, that's pretty good.
We knew then there was a very special feeling.
In February 1948, he lived close to the campus, and he usually went home for lunch. And on Valentine Day, he went home and asked his mom to drive him to the nearby drugstore. And he went in and bought this. And when he got back in the car, he said he was disgusted because he thought it was too mushy, because it had all these pretty things on it. And then number 2, he thought he spent too much on it because he spent 50 cents on it. And cards in those days were usually a quarter. But he gave it to me anyway. Every day at lunch, I would be sitting out on the lawn with a bunch of my girlfriends and be eating lunch. And this one particular day, I was leaning back with my hands flat on the grass, and suddenly I felt something, a foot on my hand. Not pressed hard, but you just knew it was there. And I turned around, and he threw this Valentine in my lap. I don't know if he said anything. If he did, it was probably hello, because he was talkative. He was not real shy. So I don't know if he stayed there or if he turned around and left. But when I opened it, I just thought it was wonderful. I thought it was beautiful. And it was not the first Valentine I'd ever gotten from a boy, but it was the first time he had paid me that much attention. So I saved it, and I have saved every Valentine that he's given me since then.
Wow.
Well, this particular Valentine has hearts and flowers and lace and pictures on it, and he always said it was too mushy, but I love it, and I still love it. I have it hanging on my wall, and on Valentine's Day I put it and a holder out on the table in the living room.
So then, how many Valentine's Day cards do you have?
Well, if you count those first 6 or 7 before we were married, and we've been married 65 years, so I've got over 75 cards. And I have a lot of the other cards he's given me too, but the Valentine cards were always special. So someday you can go through them,
Wow.
make a scrapbook. It'll be about 20. No, it'll weigh more than that. Yeah, there are lots of cards in that box.
That was really cool. Thank you, Tick-tock. This story was brought to you by my dad's birthday. Thanks, Dad, for encouraging me to create even if it's only you and Mom listening.